Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. This is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. And I have an interesting discussion for you today. I want to talk about the Danae and Derrick Jaxn saga from a different angle. Now, I know you see the title of the video, and we're going to delve into it. We're going to delve into the love bombing. We're going to delve into the actual devaluation and discarding of Mr. Derrick Jaxn towards his now estranged wife, Danae Jaxn. And see, we talked about everything in this relationship ad nauseum, but we don't talk about the narcissistic aspect of it. Now, a lot of people have said that they think that Danae is not a victim. I agree. She even agrees. She even stated that she's not a victim. She took responsibility multiple times throughout the interview. But what I'm noticing is that there are a lot of people that only want to focus on Danae because Danae has decided to speak her piece. And we completely forgot about Derrick. It took a lot of heat off of him, I think. And see, this is where there's a grave injustice. Now, I understand that Danae, in watching the interview, she admitted that she did a lot of things, even using others to make Derrick jealous. I had a discussion over at BMT's panel with 3 licensed therapists. That was Topaz, Miss Eliza, and who was the last person? It was Topaz, Eliza, and Classic Ruby. And they put into perspective how people are trying to label Danae as a narcissist. And that could be further from the truth. So I want you guys to go to BMT's channel and check out his video where, me and the ladies, we chopped it up towards the end, because you're going to find out a lot of pertinent information as to why someone like Danae would not qualify as a classic narcissist. But Derrick Jaxn does. So for all you non-experts running around here with your pseudo diagnoses, you really, really need to sit down, shut up, and before you go to your platforms diagnosing people, you might want to have an actual expert on first to talk about it. But see, they're not going to go and run and get an expert. They're going to go and run with their narrative. That's what they're going to do. And this is what you call smearing a person's image, smearing a person's reputation for no reason other than to push an agenda. And see, here at the Faith Factor, we don't do that. We don't push agendas. We look for the truth and we try to find the balance in the situation so that we can learn from it. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Hey, what's up, reigning woman down there in the chat? Hey, I see you. I see you, lady. All right. So here's the thing. From what Danae Jaxn said in her interview, the first thing that I noticed was that Derrick Jaxn approached her with what you would call classic love bombing. And so when he saw her in that math class that they took in college, I forget the name of the class, first thing he decided to do was love bomb with the flattery. Oh, I see you have these photos of yourself on your notebook. Are you a model? The classic, introduction to flattery. And let me tell you something about people that love bomb. The love bombing comes on strong. The flattery is at an all-time high. This person may dedicate an entire channel to writing poetry for you, where you're just so flattered, like, oh my God, this person is professing their love for me in front of everybody. And it's so flattering at first. Because you may or may not be used to it. You're thinking to yourself, oh, finally somebody sees something in me. And I knew one day I would meet this person. It is so flattering at first. At first. And so this person will pay super close attention. You'll get all the flattery, you'll get all the attention, you'll get all of this good stuff. Like I said, I've gotten people that have dedicated whole channels to me, with poetry. The love bombing in the beginning is at an all-time high. And so you will not see the person for who they actually are. And they will try to fast forward the relationship. So they'll go and they'll leap, they'll run past all of the things that you're supposed to go through as a couple to build a strong, solid foundation through the love bombing process. So love bombing, what is love bombing? Well, love bombing, let me go ahead and get my visual aid up here. It's a form of just, showering the person with platitudes, with flattery, constantly telling this person, oh, how much they love you. It could come into the form of gifts even. I've gotten gifts in the form of love bombing, expensive dates in the form of love bombing, where this person is taking you to Eiffel Tower restaurant or something like that and spending $400 for a meal. And they're doing it on a regular and consistent basis, especially people that got it. That's the love bombing process. Tampa Supreme, hey, she says she's not a victim. Tampa Supreme wants to let everybody know that she is not a victim. Tampa, she says she's not a victim. She said she was a willing participant. She says she took responsibility for the things that she did and the decisions that she made. One thing I do want to point out about Danae, she never, ever came into the situation or came into the interview saying, I'm a victim. Woe is me. Feel sorry for me. Now, we can't help that there are actual facts in her story that would make her a victim, like the constant love bombing, the lying, the cheating, the financial abuse. So we can't help that those facts actually do make her a victim, but she herself never described herself as a victim. And I think that this is very important that we realize this, because there's some people that just want the narrative that this woman is a villain and we're going to just let Derrick Jaxn off the hook. No. No, we're not going to do that. Not here. Rainy. Don't be hiding behind a tree with your ass, Rainy. Rainy also says, I have watched several commentaries, but I need to watch the actual 2 videos when I have time because, honey, I cannot make them my priority right now and get distracted. No, I watch it. I watched both videos like a couple of times. A couple of times I watched them. And in all the times that I watched them, the one thing that did ring out, that did stand out to me was the fact that Danae Jaxn never ever described herself, not one time, as being a victim. As a matter of fact, she kind of overshared, if you ask me, as far as her accountability. She overshared her accountability. I think that she didn't put enough accountability on Derrick, to be honest with you. So this is a woman that wants to heal. She's basically, putting it out there. Hey, I'm not a good person either. I was a willing participant in all of this. Here's all the fucked up shit I did. That's what I got from the video. You all would not know any of the fucked up shit that Danae did had Danae not told you. And see, it's real convenient for you to take the information she herself gave you, and now you want to use it against her, but you're not giving her credit for taking the accountability. And see, I got to call people out on that. What's up, Black Manosphere? Black Manosphere. What a name. Hold on a second. I was not prepared for that name. Hashtag Black Manosphere. What's up? What's up? So yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed in her story, that, she said that Derrick Jaxn put his foot in the door, love bombing this woman. He sure did. And Danae, she was probably always kind of nerdy. She described herself as being this nerdy girl, with the pimples on her face. And she even described herself as not even keeping her hair up during that time in college. Her hair was like all, unkempt. And here Derrick Jaxn is stepping to her. Are you a model? What model do you know has pimples? Most models that I know, they have good skin, unless they're one of those body positivity models. Like they may have a sprinkling of freckles, or they might have what do you call that disease where they have the discoloration? You have models like that. But I have never ever seen models with pimples all over their face. Never, 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 never. But here's Derrick Jaxn with the love bombing. There he is with the love bombing. Oh, you must be a model. Girl, you so fine. Come on over here and do my homework for me. That's what he was after. He was after using this woman in every way possible. He wanted her academia. He wanted her body. He wanted anything that he could get out of this woman. And when he found out that she came from money, he also wanted her money. This is the reason why, this whole encounter between Derrick and Danae kind of gave me vibes from that movie Acrimony. Remember in the movie Acrimony when she inherited all that money and he found out she had it? Oh, he did. How fast was it before he was showing her pictures of cars and planting the seed like, oh, baby, if I had me a car, I could come get you and I can go and do this and I can do that and blah, blah, blah. And he planted that seed. And what did she turn around and do? She went and got him that car. She went and got him that car. Now, one thing that I will say, I hold Danae accountable for. I hold her accountable for knowing, and for not for knowing, but for ignoring all the signs that this man was no good. She herself stated that he was a cheater before, during, and after they met. Even before they got married, she knew what he was. She said before we were even together in a relationship, it was more like a situationship where they were on again, off again. So with her knowing that, that's the only thing I hold her accountable for, to be honest with you, because she went in there with her eyes wide open, knowing that he was a cheater. But like many other people pointed out, I don't think that it was The cheating by itself was a deal breaker for Danae. I think that she became obsessed with getting Derrick. She became obsessed with winning. And that was her major downfall. Being obsessed with seeing him as the prize. That she lost herself and she forgot that she was valuable. What's up? The original woman spheres in the house. She says we can't look at her as a normal woman. We had a man that lied to millions and she said or did nothing. Exactly. Well, I look at her as being a willing participant, like she said, woman sphere. She said she was a willing participant. And if you go to her Instagram, she has a whole dissertation that she wrote on the different things that she did to hurt people. So unlike Derrick, who continues to gaslight people, she's actually taking accountability and she's getting dragged for it. And that's the thing that I don't like. I don't like the fact that this woman is taking accountability. She's owning up in front of the whole world more than her husband has. She's more apologetic than he is. And she's getting dragged for it. Meanwhile, Derrick is continuing to gaslight women, continuing to lie to women, continuing to do his toxic content where he's actually talking about himself. And people have taken the focus off of Derrick and his consistent gaslighting. And now they're just only focusing on Danae, and that's not right. That isn't right. And I hate how we as women, we get so focused on tearing each other down. I can understand that. Now, I am all for holding women accountable. I am. But in this particular situation, this woman is actually holding her own feet to the fire, and nobody is giving her credit for that. None of you would know any of this stuff about her if not for her telling you. Womansphere says, I'm afraid women like her, they're just like men. I don't think that Danae is just like Derrick. I really don't. Derrick hasn't owned up to anything. As a matter of fact, I saw him using his wife as a shield. But he never owned up to anything, really. Not really. And so I don't think that we should take the focus off Derrick at all. As a matter of fact, I don't think he got enough karma. Because what did he do right after he used his wife as a shield? He went right back out there, gaslighting women with his love bombing ass. He's a mass love bomber. He didn't only just do this to just Danae by herself. He did this on a mass level to many, many different women, publicly and privately. But we're going to go and nail Danae to the cross? Really? We're going to skip over the devil and we're going to go and nail Danae to the cross. I can't see it, womansphere. I just can't see it. So after he love bombs the hell out of Danae, then he turns around and he goes into his devaluing process. And this is the thing that I hate with narcissistic people. This is their MO. They love bomb the hell out of you. Then they turn around and after they told you you were so great, you're the ish me ish. Nobody measures up to you. You're so special. Now all of a sudden, you wasn't all that. I had better. You, you're you're average at best. So then here comes the devaluing phase. Now, prior to the devaluing phase, because I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, there's the isolation. Narcissistic people love to take you away from your family. Hence, if you have a large family, or if you have a close connection with someone, if you have close connection with friends, they will try to move you away from those people. And the reason why they do that is because they're afraid that those people, if they have many, many eyes on them, those people will see right through what they're doing, and they'll try to warn you. I've been in relationships with narcissistic men before. I'm the type of person, I tend to have a lot of friends around me, both online and offline. And what I noticed is, in my narcissistic relationships, people will come and they'll be, kind of, peeping the guy out for me, because I have a lot of people that care about me. I have people that genuinely care about Faith. And they'll say, "Hey, Faith, this guy is jealous of you." Or, "Hey, Faith, this guy wants to humiliate you in front of others. He wants to devalue you in front of others. This guy is no good." I've had people come to me and say stuff like this. And so what does he do? The isolation process began. All of a sudden, your friends and your family are the enemy. And they'll begin to try to pull you away from these people, because they're afraid that these people are going to see through them and warn you. And so this is what Derrick did. This is what Derrick did. Rainey says she definitely is a dangerous woman too now, until she is fully healed. It is not uncommon for some victims of narcissists to take on some of their traits. Exactly. I don't think Danae is a narcissist, but I do think that she was dangerous in her pursuit of Derrick. And women like her, when they're under their spell, yes, they are very dangerous. But I see a woman that wants to heal. No person will sit up here that doesn't want to heal, will sit up and admit everything that this woman has admitted that she did to the public like this. Once again, you all wouldn't know unless this woman had not been doing the work. She's been going to see the psychiatrist. She's been taking time to work on herself, and you can see it. You can see it. I don't think she's completely healed. I agree. But she's at least willing to own up to what it is that she did in that situation. Unlike many people, there's a lot of people that would take what she did in that situation to their graves and make it seem as if they're the victim forever. But Danae didn't do that. So this is somebody who's on the track up to healing. And I really, really hope and pray that she makes it there. What's up, Eugene? Mike Johnson says, hold on, I can't hardly see. Why is this writing so big? What the hell is going on with StreamYard? He says, I had past relationship with women that did the same thing to me, pulled me away from my family and friends. Yes. And that's what I was getting ready to speak on, how they isolate you. All of a sudden, even if you both met through the same mutual friend, I was in a relationship where me and the guy both met through the same mutual friend. And all of a sudden, he didn't want me to be friends with our friend anymore. Oh, I was talking to our friend too much. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm not. Me and this person only talk maybe once a week. We never see each other. But all of a sudden, you want to pull me away from this mutual friend. You want to know why? Because this mutual friend warned me about him and he didn't like it. But it wasn't just this mutual friend, it was other friends that saw how he was moving around me, that was warning me about him. So now all of a sudden, everybody was on the chopping block. So now all of a sudden, if you get a guy that wants to all of a sudden move you to a whole nother city and a whole nother state away from all your friends and all your family, now you know why. They cannot continue to abuse you if everybody is watching them. So they're going to try to pull you away from everybody that loves you, everybody that could protect you. So that's the next thing, the isolation. First, the love bombing, then the devaluing of you comes after the isolation. After they've isolated you, gotten you by yourself, now they're going to try to tear you down. Narcissists love people that have low self-esteem. They can sniff you out from a mile away. So while you're sitting up here trying to appease them, they're telling you your friends, your family don't mean you no good. They're the only person that love you. They're the only person that really give a damn about you. So now you're isolated. They done successfully got you to push everybody away. They got you all to themselves. And after you done push everybody away, you have no protections anymore. You done cut off all those important relationships for this person because this person might have been accusing you of cheating. And that's another thing, the false allegations. Narcissists love to project what they do onto you. So if they're cheating, they're going to say that you're cheating. And it may not even be that they're cheating, but their accusations are usually either something that they're doing or their biggest fear. If the narcissist has a fear that you're going to cheat on them and leave them, then they're going to constantly project that onto you. Exactly, Eugene. You would have burnt all your bridges, pushing all your family and your friends and your loved ones away, trying to appease the narcissist. Then they turn around and they start their narcissistic abuse campaign towards you. Now that you're all alone and there's nobody watching, nobody seeing me, now I can really, really do what I want to do. What's up, Demetrius? So there she is over there. Derrick got her that mansion in Atlanta. And it's so funny to me when Danae said that she thought that she had won. He had picked her over all the women. She had pushed her mom over to the side. She pushed a lot of people over to the side for Derrick. And what does Derrick do? He puts her in this great big mansion. Like I said, the love bombing is still going on. This is still the love bombing stage, guys, because this is a huge gift. And now here comes, here it is, the devaluation. Because now he's got her in this mansion, but he didn't tell her that he's not going to be there in the mansion with her and the kids. No, 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 no. What does Derrick do? Derrick decides that he's going to go and get himself a condo way on the other side of town. And he rationalizes it as it's a studio. Okay, it's a studio that you live in and sleep in separate from your family. So Danae's walking around this big fat love bomb gift of a mansion that he bought her with the kids by herself, lonely in her marriage. And basically, she's describing herself as being a single mother, a married single mother. And she's constantly begging her husband, baby, please come home. Now, he's not in the military on deployment. He's not traveling the world. He's not a truck driver. He's just right over there on the other side of town in his quote unquote studio condo apartment. How do we go from, hey, baby, you must be a model. Ooh, you so fine. Let me go, let me take you out for, let me just love you. Oh girl, you know I love you. I love you. So smart, you so intelligent. Oh, I love how you doing my homework for me. Oh, you know what? I got a good idea after graduation. I'm going to become this social influencer, and I want you because you're so smart, you're so beautiful, and I can't I love you so sexy. I want you to be behind the scenes writing my narratives for me. So this is what he did. This is exactly what he did. And Danae fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Now, like I said, I hold her accountable for seeing that he didn't really mean it. He couldn't have meant it, because a man that loves you is not going to have multiple women in your presence. He's not going to do that. Now, they have different signs of love bombing. I can't see this here. Hold on a second. Can you guys see that? Okay, I can't see it. The words are too tiny. I did not anticipate being blind here. But I think I've gone over love bombing in depth. But basically, they're trying to make you feel special enough so they can hook you. And once they got you, then basically you're going to spend the rest of the relationship trying to please them. And this is what I saw with Danae. Danae was trying to please Derrick in so many different ways. Like she would say that she would see these different clips of him with these different women. She's studying these different women. She's trying to morph herself into performing in the bedroom like these women. She's trying to dress like these women. And when you look at photos of Danae, this is her regular self. This is how she is on a regular basis. Just like this. Just like this. But when she's in people pleasing mode for Derrick, she morphs into this. This is what she morphs into. So you go from this is me, y'all. This is me all the time. This is how I'm most comfortable. But we're gonna go into people pleasing mode for Derrick because Derrick, like these hoes, I got to be this. And this was never enough. Never enough. Now I wouldn't mind her doing this if she was doing this for Danae, but she was never doing that for Danae. She was doing this for Derrick because she wanted Derrick to get back to the love bombing stage. Not understanding that he skipped over so many important steps in the relationship. He did not try to build an emotional, how can I say, a healthy emotional bond in their relationship with her. The love bombing stage skips over all of that. And it's done purposefully just so he can get you to latch on long enough where now you're in a people pleasing mode. So at the slightest form of inattention, and this is what I want to impart to you guys. After when the person love bombs you and then suddenly stops, you feel the shift in the energy. And when you feel the shift in that energy, you're seeking to get that energy all over again because your relationship was built on something that was not meant to last. You skipped over a lot of different things in the relationship that would have given you more substance. And it's done purposely. So now you're not getting that attention that you thought was love, that you mistake as love. You're not getting that attention anymore. And you're seeking to get it. I'm trying to put you into the mind frame of someone who is being manipulated by a narcissist. So now Danae isn't getting this special attention. She's not getting the love bombing. She's not getting the gifts. She's not getting any of the adoration that Derrick gave her in the beginning anymore. Now she's seeing Derrick with the roving eye. Now she's seeing Derrick giving other women attention. Now she's feeling as if she's not good enough. And she's over here in this corner trying to piece it together, looking at these videos of Derrick that she probably went snooping and found in his phone. And she admitted that she's a snooper. She admitted it. And now she's morphed into this. She went from this to this. And she did not do that for herself. She did it for him because she's trying to please. She's going straight into people pleasing mode. And I want you guys to understand, for those of you that saw the video, the interview, she went down the path line. She went down the little timeline from when she was a little girl, being raised by her own single mother and seeking the love and affection of her father and not getting it. It's the same thing all over again. The same thing. She said that her father paid more attention to her other siblings who were boys. And so what did she do? She morphed into a tomboy. She morphed into a tomboy, thinking that this would get her father's attention, thinking that this would gain her father's affection. She's a people pleaser, guys. Danae is not a narcissist. She's more of a people pleaser than she is a narcissist. And just like Reigning Woman pointed out, sometimes victims of narcissists will take on their behaviors because in her pursuit to get this man's attention, if morphing into this didn't work, the next thing she did was she did her own form of manipulation. And it was manipulation. She used her friend Fabian. This is the thing that she did next because she is so focused on getting back to that love bombing stage. She's so focused on that. So like, here's Fabian. Fabian may or may not have liked her, but Fabian liked her enough to basically go through everything she asked him to do in order to make Derrick jealous. So here she is morphing into this hotness that you see on the stream. Then she's going to get Fabian to make him jealous. She's mimicking women that she's watching him have sex with from videos that she probably clipped off his phone. And mind you, she admits that all of this was inappropriate behavior. She admits this. She says that she regrets a lot of her decisions. So let's get it straight. She's not a victim because she herself said she's not a victim. Eugene Steele says, so Danae has been looking for validation. She's always been insecure about herself. Exactly. She's always been looking for validation. The validation she did not get from her father, she later on sought that in Derrick. And let's not even skim over the fact that when she was at this party, before she even met Derrick, she was at a college party, and someone SA'd her at that party. And she never dealt with that. She says she brushed it off and she pretended as if it never happened. 3 weeks later, she meets Derrick. 3 weeks later, she meets Derrick. Now, when someone SAs you, there's a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions that come with that. Sometimes you blame yourself. If I hadn't have been at this point, maybe this wouldn't have happened to me. Maybe if I hadn't have been wearing this, maybe this wouldn't have happened to me. You begin to wonder if there was something that you did that caused the assault to happen. And so you blame yourself. You repress the anger that you feel towards the other person. And all of this feeling, all of this emotion, on top of her abandonment issues from her childhood, she's repressing all of this. And then you wonder, well, if it's my fault, I'm not going to go and report it because you don't want to get the person in trouble. You begin to even try to protect the person that abused you. And I see all of this in Danae. Danae repeated all of this with Derrick. She took a lot of abuse and she protected her abuser. She even aided and abetted her abuser. And most importantly, she sat there on that yellow couch and told y'all asses this. She told all you judgmental people this. She told all of you judgmental people who are now using her story against her that she did this. Like I said, you all would have nothing to judge her with if she was not forthcoming with the information and taking accountability. If Danae never took accountability, if Danae never went on the interview and said, hey, yeah, I did this and it was fucked up, you judgmental people would have nothing to judge her for. But she was using this interview as a step in her healing journey. And you all in straight nigga fashion, you turn around and bastardize that. Meanwhile, the abuser gets off the hook. Great job. Great job, people. You all, I wouldn't want none of you around me if I was going through anything serious where I needed someone to confide in. I wouldn't want none of you people around me. Matter of fact, stay the hell away from me. Danae took a lot of accountability, even confessing her feelings towards her own child for resembling some of the women that she perceived her husband to preference. And it was quite disturbing to me. But at the same time, I recognize somebody that's saying, that's fucked up that I did that and I want to change. I recognize that. Because people that don't want to change, they do not typically admit to anything that they did wrong. And that's the other thing. Narcissistic people, while people are sitting up here calling Danae a narcissist, I think she's manipulative, but everybody's manipulative. I'm manipulative sometimes. But a narcissist never take accountability for anything. Never. I want to know one person who has ever dealt with a narcissist. When you confront them about something that they do, the first thing that the narcissist does is they start to become defensive, and you'll have these circular arguments. And the reason why the arguments are circular with the narcissist is because the narcissist is attempting to not take accountability. They'll even try to turn it around on you and to shift the focus off of them. Like I said, I was in a relationship with a guy where I was constantly being accused of cheating. Now, for anybody that knows the faith factor, that's not even my MO. People that know me here online, people that know me offline, they know that that's not even my MO. But I used to be in this relationship with this guy, and I used to wonder to myself, why is this person constantly insisting that I'm cheating with everybody? And I mean everybody. I could literally walk up to a person and say hello and smile and just be nice. And once me and the narcissist are by ourselves, yeah, you were flirting. I'm always accused of flirting. Being nice to the narcissist is flirting. Didn't know that. The narcissist is always trying to control you. Meanwhile, to the rest of everybody else, the narcissist wants to look like the pillar of society. Didn't Derrick do that? Listening to Derrick's videos, you would never know that he was capable of being a cheater himself. Danae said that when marriage counseling, or a little bit after they got married, I have to watch the video again, but there was a point during their marriage where Derrick had actually started accusing Danae of cheating. He was like, oh, well, you cheated on me before we got married. And Danae's like, what? Wait a minute, hold on a second. You mean during the time that we wasn't in a relationship before we got married and you were out here with all these other women? You're talking about that? When I wasn't even sure whether we were together or not together? You had one foot in, one foot out? No, buddy, no. You can't use that. Remember when you were with this chick and you were ignoring me, and so I said, okay, I guess I'll go and sit here with Paul. You're talking about that, Derrick? Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were on a break. See, the narcissist will sit up here and they'll try to rewrite history on your behalf. And they'll do so successfully because to the public eye, they're this perfect person. And so here comes the narcissistic smear campaign. Oh, yeah, she was a cheater. She was a liar. She's manipulative. Here comes the narcissistic smear campaign. They'll rewrite history, add a little bit onto it too. And then they'll project everything that they did onto you in front of everybody. And you all are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Oh, poor Derrick. He was a victim of Danae. She got pregnant on him. She trapped him. She's just this horrible, horrible person. Y'all are falling for this, and this is how I know some of y'all ain't very smart. This is how I know some of y'all probably have not really been in a relationship with a narcissist before. What's up? Good morning, BMT. My good friend BMT down there. Anybody who has ever been in a relationship with a narcissist know exactly what that smear campaign looks like. The projection, the lies, the false allegations. And they know how to put it together so well because the narcissists are usually very articulate. And they try to use their pristine reputation to their advantage. Because who would think that someone as commendable as this person would do such a thing? Oh, this person is so commendable, they wouldn't lie. But it really, really worked to Danae's advantage that there was proof. Because if those women had never come out and did that interview with Tasha K, Derrick would have continued his narcissistic smearing and his narcissistic abuse of Danae. And like she said, she would have still been there being a willing participant. She admits this. But, look at God. I think that a lot of things happen for a reason. A lot of things happen for a reason. Danae was not strong enough to get herself out of that situation. So it took all of this to happen in order to get that worthless bum out of her life. And I really hope she learned something from this. I really do. So she can get some real healing in her life. She really needs to deal with the SA. She needs to deal with the sexual assault that happened to her many, many years ago. She never dealt with it. She needs to deal with the abandonment issues of her father never really accepting her like he accepted her other children. She has to deal with that. The only way that she's ever going to be able to love herself and accept herself is if she deals with the traumas of her past and she heals from the abuse that she suffered from Derrick. But you can tell when a narcissist is on a smear campaign. I said this in one of my other videos. When people are in relationships with each other and they break up, I look really, really hard at the person that's smearing the other person. I think it's trashy to do that. I do. Because you wasn't doing that when you were first in the relationship with the person. Or when you were with the person, it was all cookies and cream. Oh, this person was the best thing since sliced bread. Now all of a sudden, y'all not together. You want to tell all the person's secrets, run them down in the mud. This person ain't ish. Why? Why this person ain't itch anymore? Because they not with you? Is that what made them not ish? And see, I even had to learn how to heal. I was in a relationship with my fiance from about 6 or 7 years ago. And I was really, really hurt from that relationship. But while I was with him, oh, he was the best thing since sliced bread. I was riding high with Bobby. That was his name, Bobby. And Bobby told me that, he didn't love me anymore. He loved someone else. And I was so upset. I didn't think at least he told me. At least he didn't waste my time. I didn't think that. I was just too busy being hurt. And I wanted to launch this smear campaign against him. How dare he reject me and not choose me? Oh, I hope he dies. I hope that everything he do fail. I became the female version of Mister. Oh, he black, he ugly, he broke. He wasn't broke. He wasn't broke. And here's the thing. He's actually a very hardworking man who raised his son on his own. He has a very successful business and he married a very nice lady that was more compatible with him than I was. That's the truth of the matter. But during the time, when you're clearly hurt, it's understandable that, you're going to have all types of waves of emotion. But once the smoke cleared and I was able to come to myself and think about it, I said it was for the best. And so to this day, I don't have nothing bad to say about that man. He's a good person. Don't be the person that every single breakup that you have has to be extremely bad, because that does not work well with you for your healing. When you get out of the relationship, learn from the things that happened in that relationship, why that relationship did not work. Take what you can from that and move on, because that person is the same person that you met when you first got together. Now that you're not together, they're still the same person. All of the attributes that you loved about that person, they're still there. It's just that they're not there for you anymore. And all of the things that you ultimately ended up disliking about that person, that's what made you incompatible. Exactly, Demetrius. It's called closure. Now, a lot of times you may not get closure from the individual, and that's okay. They don't have to give you closure. They don't owe you anything but to let you know that the relationship is over. But don't go around smearing each other because you all didn't work out. It just didn't work out. That is the grown man, grown woman way of handling that. And so today, if I see my ex, I can say hello to him, I can be cordial, and I can keep it moving. And I can move forward in life with no hate and no bitterness, none of that in my heart, because that's energy. And here's the thing, that hurt, that pain, and that bitterness, it's not with you all the time. But if just the mention of a person's name causes you to frown your face up, causes you to all of a sudden your mood switches from you being okay to you being angry or feeling some kind of feeling that you felt back in the past, that's energy that lives with you forever just at the mention of that person's name. That's negative energy that you're carrying around inside of you just at the mention of that person's name. And so you got to shake that off. Get that closure. So if that person didn't give you the closure, what you can do is you can do a self evaluation of the relationship. And you can look at the things that worked, and then you can look at what led up to it not working, and then you can start putting together what it is that you need to not do or do better for the next relationship and move on from there. Forgive the person. And I put it in my community tab. Forgiveness does not mean that you're trying to reconcile with the person. When you forgive your ex, you're doing that more for yourself than anything. Forgiveness does not mean that you want to have any type of reconciliation. It just means that you're ready to move on and you are releasing yourself of that negative energy. So the last phase that I want to talk about before I end the stream, because I've been on here for an hour, and that is the discarding. But before we get to the discarding, I want to talk about a little word called control. The discarding is the last stage. That's the stage where you both go your separate ways, whether you discard or they discard. But before that, there's this little word called control. Narcissists love, love, love to be in control of their partner. They'll treat you like you're a little puppet. They'll have you sitting up and doing videos in a bonnet, and you don't even want to be there. They'll have you sitting up here looking crazy because you doing stuff you don't want to do. I was in a relationship with a narcissist, and we were, supposed to be part of a business entity. And this is where I met the narcissist. The narcissist saw something in me that they liked and latched on to me. And then, enter the stage of the love bombing and all of that, right? And part of the love bombing is to get that control over you. Part of the love bombing is to get the control. And I'm sorry I didn't talk about the control aspect during the love bombing portion. But this is very important. When the narcissist feels that their control is slipping, you become public enemy number one. Now, I heard that there are two different types of narcissists: covert and overt. Maybe more, but those are the two that we know the most about. But the overt narcissist isn't the most dangerous because you can see them a mile away. I was in a relationship with an overt narcissist one time that came up to my school, made a big old scene in front of everybody because he wanted to control me. He didn't want me going to school. And he knew that I didn't like public embarrassment. And if anybody's ever been watching the Faith Factor for a long time, I said this on many, many occasions. Faith don't like public embarrassment. And he knew that about me. And he knew that that would be a way to keep me from going back to that class. I had a lab partner. I was in human anatomy class. I was majoring in occupational therapy. And I had a human anatomy partner. And he didn't like the fact that I was working with this person because it was a guy. And the guy was more my age. The person that I was in a relationship with many, many years ago when I was in college, they were more than 25 years older than me. And he didn't even like the fact that I was in college, let alone that I had a really good looking lab partner that I would have to work closely with during that anatomy class. So he did what he had to do in an overt way to get me out of that situation. He wanted control. And it worked. I was so embarrassed. I never went back to that class again. And he knew that about me. Narcissists study you. They know the buttons to push. They do. Demetrius says, ever heard act friendly one more time and I'ma make a scene, controlling. Exactly. Exactly. And it's funny you say that, Demetrius, because I'm a naturally friendly person. I make friends easily. So, my narcissistic boyfriend during that time, he hated that. Oh, just got to get you away from all these friends. And I got into another relationship just like that. Oh, got to get you away from all these friends. I don't deal with women that have friends. You having friends is a deal breaker. As a matter of fact, and this is my ex's favorite line. He would tell me all the time, I don't know any married couples that have friends. And I'm so stupid. I know plenty of married couples that have friends, but because I wanted to please this guy, I fed into whatever it was that he was telling me. Yeah, maybe he's right. The friends are not important. I'm trying to build this relationship with you. Okay, baby. All right, I'm not going to talk to my friends anymore. you know, how weird is that? Exactly. BMT is married and he has friends. Me and my girlfriend, Carol, have been friends for many, many years. And she's married. But I let him convince me that I shouldn't have friends because I just didn't want him to be upset. And then when you start rationalizing things to yourself and you start saying, you know what, this doesn't make any sense. Why can't I have friends? Why I got to be over here in the corner all by myself with nobody? Why I got to be isolated? So you start fighting against the control, and the narcissist hates that. When the narcissist feels that they are losing their grip on you, here come the false accusations. So now you say, to hell with you, I'm going to call my friend. Here come the narcissist. Don't let that be a male friend. You and your male friend, you're flirting. Because he walked past and he heard you having a laugh with your male friend. Oh, the goddamn hell gates done open now. You're laughing with somebody and it wasn't me. You're having fun with somebody and I wasn't there. Blasphemy. Rainy Woman says, I have friends, associates, acquaintances, and I'm gonna have them. Exactly. Nobody has a right to tell you that you can't have friends, you can't, communicate with your family. Nobody has a right to do that. BMT says, when a person starts to separate you from friends and family, that's a huge red flag. Exactly. BMT also says, friends and family with you can help build a healthy community, especially for your children. Demetrius said, hold on. Demetrius said, I didn't expect to be called out in this laugh. Demetrius, well, anybody that's listening to this, if you're interested, in self-improving, because we all have room for it. I have room to self-improve. There are things that happen to me in my life. And once again, nobody's perfect. We all have room to improve. Like I said, going through the motions with the different narcissists that I was in relationships with. And once again, I'm an empath. Narcissists are very attracted to empaths because most of us we are people pleasers. We go off of our emotions. So I have a big heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I make friends easy. I'm pretty friendly lady. And narcissists love that. They are the ultimate emotional vampires, and they will latch on to you because they want you to shower them with all that love and all that adoration. And they don't like to share you with anybody. And if you break free of their control, they're going to make you pay. So whatever it is that you don't like, they're going to do it. Public embarrassment. You'll be somewhere and they'll just start acting a fool for no goddamn reason to embarrass you because they know that you're going to immediately want to go, which is what they wanted in the first place. So you excuse yourself. Come on, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. You acting stupid. They wanted that in the first place. You'd be in a conference call. They start acting stupid in the conference call. All right, let's end the conference call. Somebody's a little tired. Let's go. This is what they do. And they definitely don't want your friends and your family to be around to observe this abuse because they're going to warn you. They're going to warn you. And they can't have that because they can't be themselves and continue to emotionally abuse you because they get a kick out of it. And that's the other thing. Narcissists love getting a rise out of you. They are like the ultimate drama queens, male and female. So fellas, have you ever been just chilling at home, everything going good, your narcissistic girlfriend and successfully alienated you from everybody, you have no friends, you have no life, you can't call nobody, and so you're thinking that you done did everything to make her happy. And so you have about maybe I would say a good 2-3 months of peace. And so now you're just happy that you're not arguing with this person. And then out of the blue, because there's no drama, this person starts to nitpick with you. So you cut off your best friend Suzanne that you've been knowing since grammar school for her, because you're thinking, I'm going to build a future with her. This is going to be my next wife, whatever. So you cut off with your best friend Suzanne. And so now the narcissist doesn't have anything to complain about. Wow. The narcissist has nothing to complain about because you have complied with everything that they asked you to comply with. So what do? Well, they love drama. They love getting a rise out of you. So they'll do something like, you know what, baby? And then this is the ultimate acting job that they pull on you. That it's like a big mind fuck. You know what, baby? I don't want to be controlling. I was wrong to tell you not to call Suzanne. I was wrong to alienate you from all your friends. And they sound so convincing. It's so convincing. And so you think, oh, I can have friends? Really? We can be in a normal functioning relationship where we have friends? Yeah, I don't want to control you. I regret the fact that I told you not to separate yourself from all your friends. You can unblock Suzanne from the phone. You can talk to Suzanne. Go ahead. Do it. So you unblock Suzanne and all your other friends, and you're happy because now you're not isolated. You're not sitting in the corner looking stupid anymore. And your friends are happy because they missed you. Hey, welcome back. We missed you. Here come the narcissists. They let it slide for about a week. If you're lucky, 2 weeks. Then here come the false accusations all over again because they love drama. Didn't they tell you to unblock this person? Didn't they say, oh, you can have your friends? Oh, you and Suzanne, y'all over there flirting and all this. What's all this laughing going on over here? They're back at it again, people. The narcissist is back at it again. Now they're doing what they always wanted to do. They are worrying the hell out of you, nagging the hell out of you. You can't sleep. You're trying to go to sleep. They waking you up. What was that conversation about with Suzanne? Well, God damn it, you know what? I want to sleep. Fuck it, I'm finna block Suzanne again. No, don't block her. No, fuck this shit. I'm blocking Suzanne again. Fuck you, fuck Suzanne, fuck everybody. I just want to go to sleep. And now you're yelling and screaming. You're yelling and screaming like a banshee. Then later on, after you break up, you hear the narcissist telling people, I was just trying to talk to this person about an issue that I had with them and the person that they were cheating on me with, and they just started yelling and screaming and becoming defensive. Now they're the victim. After they done terrorized you, gaslit you over and over again. Ain't that a goddamn hoot? Rainy. Rainy. It's funny, but it's not funny when you're going through it. I've actually been through that. You'll hear them telling people this. Cue the violins. Oh, I was just trying to talk to her about a problem. We don't solve problems, but we did. We solved the problem. But you keep flip-flopping. You told me to block Suzanne. I thought the problem was solved. I was actually getting sleep. There was actually peace in the house. Then Your bipolar ass says unblock her. Have your friends. I was tripping. Then when I do what you ask, now you won't let me sleep because of it. What's up, Nisha by nature? I'm telling you guys, and this is what it's like being in a relationship with somebody like this. You don't know whether you're coming or going. And then not only do you have that dynamic, but then there's the ultimatums. Now they're going to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out again in the relationship. The same way Derrick Jaxn was with Danae. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Raina says, this is them. And she's absolutely right. This is what they'll say. You only block Suzanne to prove a point. You don't really think that you was wrong. Yeah. After they done gave you hell about this person and you comply and you did the problem solving that they claim that you don't solve problems with them. You did solve the problem, but the problem is they crazy. That's the problem, but you're not catching on to it. And they will have you on this ongoing crazy roller coaster until you do blow up. You do tell them to get out your face. Can you imagine somebody putting you on this roller coaster, nagging you over and over again? Block them, don't block them. Block them, don't block them. Until finally you go, get the fuck out of my face. I'm sick and tired of arguing about this shit. Why are you torturing me? Because that's what it is. It's torture. But then when you break up, you'll hear them lie and say you didn't try to work out any problems with them. And it's all your fault that this happened. And they're the type of person that don't like for their people to have friends. Oh, I know it's not popular, but that's just how I am. And they'll try to pass it off as being something normal. After they done tortured the hell out of you, it's kind of like that commercial with the fisherman where he's dangling that dollar on the hook. And the dollar in this case represents peace. You will do anything to get some peace. So you're constantly reaching for the dollar and they keep pulling the hook a little bit higher. You got to be faster than that. You're not going to get no peace in this relationship. Not with my crazy ass. Got to be faster than that. So the control, the gaslighting, the false accusations, the outright lies, all of that is abuse. And so here comes the process that I'm talking, that I want to make last. And that's the discarding. Because now you have taken away their power when you no longer allow them to control you. You're taking that power back. And they don't like it. They hate it. So now here comes the devaluing. Oh, you ain't all that, no way. You're low value. In the beginning, you were all that in a bag of chips. You were worth every penny. They were writing poetry about you. But now that they can't control you and you're taking your power back, you ain't all that. You're low value. You're a liar. You're a cheater. All the things that I myself am, but I'm going to project it onto you. And now I'm going to go on a narcissistic smear campaign and tell everybody all about it and make myself out to be the victim. Beware, people. If you have ever been in a relationship like this, get the hell out. Sorry about that. My phone going off. Hit do not disturb. And here's the thing. Now, once the narcissist knows that you know who they are, you have identified what demon they are, you become public enemy number one. So now they're going to discard you because you have worn out your usefulness. They cannot feed off you anymore. You've taken your power back. So here comes the discarding process. And what's going to end up happening is they're going to make it seem like you've done something to them. So they're going to start an argument, no matter how big or small or petty it is. And then they are going to shut you off all of a sudden. And you're going to be sitting there confused. What the hell happened? I was just sitting here eating popcorn, and we got to arguing about whether or not butter was better than sprinkling salt. And he got up in a huff and left. And that's the discarding process. It never makes sense. Never. Then, shortly after the discarding process, there's the shutdown of communication. Because you're wondering what happened. You're reaching out to the person. They have completely shut everything down. And the only time you hear from this person is through a social media outlet or somebody else. And they have launched a narcissistic smear campaign on you after that. And I would have to say to this person, get help. Get help. Get some motherfucking help. So that's it in a nutshell, people. That's what they go. That's how I go through it. And in the discarding process, whether you're the one that ended or they're the ones that ended, trust and believe they orchestrated it. Because sometimes they don't know how to communicate with you that they're done, that you have taken away the power of the control in the relationship. You won't allow them to control. So what they'll do is they'll treat you so bad that you'll end the relationship, which is what they want, or they'll end the relationship Either way it goes, it's a discarding process. And the discarding is never good. It's never a good breakup with them. Every breakup that you have with a narcissist always ends badly. And you always have a question mark in your head as to what the hell happened. But it's the best thing that could have happened to you. And you won't realize it until you're actually laying in your bed and you're actually getting a full night's sleep. You won't actually realize how good it is until you're out somewhere and you realize that nobody's agitating you. You don't feel a sense of, how can I say, anxiety every day. You're not walking on eggshells, wondering if you're going to displease the person. One day, you wake up and you're like, this wasn't a bad thing after all. I'm actually back to my old self again. I'm back to doing my hobbies like I was doing before. I'm back to being friends with the people I was friends with, and there's nobody here to stop me. Exactly. Exactly, Mike. It's a big release. Rain in that sleep be so goddamn good. You spring out of bed in the morning. So the discarding process is the end of that narcissistic relationship. And it is a good thing. So any of you that might have experienced what I and Jaxn and many, many others have experienced, surviving a narcissist, that discarding process is a gift. It's a gift. Because at first, you're going to be begging, you're going to be pleading, because you actually love the person. And there's nothing wrong with you actually loving someone. So if you were in that process of still wanting to salvage the relationship, don't beat yourself up. Because you're an actual human being with feelings, unlike the demon. Narcissists don't have the capacity to feel, but you do. And they know you do. So they're sitting back and enjoying watching you squirm. Like I said, the number one thing that narcissists want to get out of you in the relationship is a reaction. So even you trying to repair the relationship, that's doing nothing but making them feel good. They're sitting back and they're enjoying watching you squirm. They're enjoying the show. Stop it. Stop it. Enjoy your peace. Recognize that you have peace now. Don't try to get back into that. And I hope that Danae recognizes that she has peace. Because look at her now. She looks good now. She looks more centered now. This is a woman that has gone through the fire and she's come out peaceful. So it's perfectly natural if you were a person that and you were in a relationship and you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with the person, that you would want them back and you would try to salvage the relationship. That's normal. But when the smoke clears, recognize and enjoy the gift that they gave you of peace. Now that little dollar dangling on the hook that symbolizes peace, you get it. You got it. You finally got it. Time to celebrate. Bust out the champagne. Turn on your favorite song. Dance with no shoes on. You finally got it. BMT says, what should I do if I can't handle that my partner's just better than me and scared to admit they could leave me behind? They should submit. Right, Faith. Exactly. Exactly. That whole submit thing, that's a trap. That's slavery. There is nothing good in a one-sided submissive relationship. Submission goes both ways. It goes both ways. But anyway, that's my time. I just wanted to get into the Danae Jaxn, Derrick Jaxn saga with a spin that only the faith factor can put on it. But with that, I just wanted to let everybody know I love you. I hope that somebody took something from this program today. And I hope that there's some healing, some much needed healing that happened and some revelations. Some people probably didn't know that they were controlling or narcissistic. So if this got you to realize that you might need to, kind of, lighten up that grip a little bit. Just lighten it up a little bit. Nothing good can come from you controlling and antagonizing and being abusive to someone. And nothing good can come from you allowing it. When you take away the narcissist's control, you become public enemy number one. They hate you forever for it, and they will launch a narcissistic smear campaign against you and lie, project. You can just pretty much brace yourself for it. Just brace yourself. But all in all, in the end, is for the best, for the absolute best. And so you take that with you and you enjoy that. All right, guys, I love each and every one of you. This has been Faith. You are watching the Faith Factor. And I just got to say, if you are watching this on the replay, please hit the like button. And for all of you that are in here, please smash that like button, share the stream, because that keeps me on top and it gets more eyes on this channel. If you like what you heard and you're watching it on the replay, please donate to the channel via the super thanks. And with that, I got to say, peace. I'm out. Holla.